Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early September 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Scorpio collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you got for Scorpio gang in early September, please? Beautiful time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio gang. Early September. What's the vibe? What's the energy here? What can we take a little peek at? The last couple of weeks have been quite intriguing as far as the energies go. All right, so she looks a little down, right? The energy or the card itself is called choices. And I mean, that's a pretty big net to cast, right? Especially in the beginning of a reading. We all have choices in many different areas of life, many every day, right? But this could be something a little more substantial. And a big thing I'm picking up from her isn't just like a deciding or a choice in general. To me, it's just a lot on the mind. That's how she feels to me. She kind of looks like she's brewing something over, right? Or mulling something over. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. And a lot of you already know I like to read this card a little more intuitive. So I'm not just going to say, hey, Scorpio, this card says choices, so you got a decision to make. I mean, maybe some of you do, right? Like maybe you do have something substantial where it's like, all right, I either need to do this or I need to do that, or I need to decide when something needs to happen. Of course. But to me, just looking at her face and feeling the energy of the card, there's like something very, very specific that this person is really mulling over. So for a lot of us, a lot of Scorpios in this time, there might be one topic that's just taking a lot of our brain space right now where it's like we can't get it off our mind. She is very, very deep in thought. So when I see this card leading us off in the front end, I'd say the only warning I get with it is to not overthink it. It's good to think because thought and thinking leads to preparedness, right? Like that's why Scorpios are usually very well prepared for different eventualities. So as long as you don't overdo it and it doesn't become detrimental. Now, if that's not you, it could just be someone you're connected to. They're just in that brain space. But we're just going to let her chill out. She could keep thinking. We will not disturb. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Yeah, there were some dicey energies last week, my friends. The reading was titled The Serious Warning. And if I remember correctly, I was seeing 7 of Swords type of energy, sneaky type of energy, like some underhanded type of stuff. So I hope you weren't dealing with anything too rough. There was like a suspicious, secretive type of energy too. So we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, right? But yeah, that energy last week was pretty heavy. So let's hope for some positivity, my good friends. We'll see what shows up, right? Either way, we'll make the best of it. Let's see. Thank you. Okay. 8 of Pentacles, work, career, business. I like it. Could be an energy that's distracting itself or trying to stay busy. I mean, it's not bad. I like the 8 of Pentacles. Let's get a couple more. Okay. 2 of Wands. There's that little plan-based watching type of energy as well. Huh. All right. It feels very Page of Swords like to me for some reason. Yep. And then the Chariot. Okay. I'm cautiously optimistic about what I'm seeing here, Scorpio. But I do have to say, like, you might be getting a little more attention than you normally do. And I know Scorpios generally move in a pretty incognito type of way, but this might actually play in your benefit, believe it or not. But I'm getting a mixture of stuff, and I am cautiously optimistic about it. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to start with the elements, and most of these elements are actually very comfortable for Scorpio. We have Earth right here on the front end, so that's the realm of work, career, business, money. material things, living situation, the world around us. We have water, which is Scorpio's power element right here with the chariot. So emotions, the internal world, creativity. And whenever you combine earth and water, it's always a good sign. And especially since it's a comfort zone for Scorpio, I like it here. We do have fire in the middle. And I think if there's anything that's going to be a curveball this week, it's going to be this fire. Because generally, that's the realm of action, movement, making things happen, right? Passion, desire. And sometimes it could be a little unpredictable with all the fire energy. But I find it intriguing the way the energy seems to flow because it's like we have effort, we have energy going into something, we have watching, we have observing, we have planning, and then boom, like explosive results potentially. So this could be really good for some of you. Let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, we start with the Eight of Pentacles. Now, I like this card. I already mentioned it. It is an action card, even though it's Earth, so I love to start with action. And we see our little friend there. He's chiseling away. He's creating a bunch of pentacles. He's at his little workbench. So for some of you, money, work, career things might be at the top of your priority list right now. Nothing wrong with that. From what I know, doing so many personal readings for fellow Scorpios, usually very career-oriented people, right? Big earners most of the time. So when I see this, it is no surprise. Now, this card doesn't just have to link into money and work and stuff like that. It can also tie into relationships because the Eight of Pentacles is putting effort into something. Yes, it's creative. Yes, it's entrepreneurial, hardworking, dedicated, but it's wanting to work towards something, even if it's not easy. So big Scorpio vibes to me. Now, for a portion of you, this could also represent fixing something. So there might be a situation where it's like it is still fixable or it's something you could mend. So there's a lot of ways this energy could go, depending on if you're watching this for relationships or other things. But I like it. It's like we're mending a bridge, we're fixing something, we're working on it together. Now, what might be the issue with a card like the Eight of Pentacles? Sometimes it could be someone that's trying a little too hard. Sometimes it could be an energy of someone that's working too hard or wasting their energy. Okay, putting so much energy into something that like would probably be better put elsewhere. Okay, but we'll see. Again, I'm not saying that's definitely the case, but that is one of the downsides of the Eight of Pentacles. Either that or it's like workaholic type of energy. Now, moving to the middle, totally different vibe. Where I would expect the Two of Wands, the planning, the watching to start. It's like flip flops. It's like, all right, well, let me start first and then I'll plan. Um, Two of Wands, as with all twos in tarot, could represent decisions, choices. Oh, it's bringing us back to this very first card, right? So maybe I down talked that a little too quick. Maybe some of you are at a crossroads. Very possible. Where it's make or break time, or I go left or I go right. There could be two clear, distinct paths opening up for a lot of you. Could also represent partnerships. But to me, this is one of the biggest cards of strategy and planning. That's something I've seen throughout the whole Zodiac this week. A lot of people are in plan mode. But when it first came out, it was giving me Page of Swords, like observing, watching. So whether Spirit's like, hey, Scorpio, there's something or someone you need to keep an eye on, or maybe someone's watching you do what you do. Maybe someone's watching you or observing you in some sort of way. You would know better than I would, right? But the energy is there for that to be a potential. Now, what might be the issue with the Two of Wands? This card can get into analysis paralysis. This card can overplan. This card can overthink. So try to avoid those pitfalls here. So it's intriguing. We go from hard work and effort, get something started, I got to act. Then we get into the watching, planning, observing. So again, maybe someone's watching you do what you do, or maybe you're pulling uh, experience from what other people do. It could be any variety of thing. Now, on the back end, this is what really intrigues me the most. Aside from this Page of Swords energy, we have the Chariot, right? And Cancer energy, so connected to the Cancer collective, it represents distance, travel. So if some of you are going on a little road trip, this could easily be it. But the Chariot is explosive. It's moving quick. It's taking action. So it's like once it starts, it's off to the races. So the energy seems to snowball and pick up steam. That's a good thing. This Chariot, it's either coming or going, and it's going quick. The only issue with the Chariot, sometimes it could be a little too aggressive. Sometimes it could be a little conflict based. Remember, Chariots were made for war. Um, so I'm not saying that's definitely the case. Sometimes it could be a little slippery, but to me, it just feels explosive and it could be results. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Scorpio. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right. Let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Eight of Pentacles. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, let's get this Eight of Pentacles going. Why is it here? Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? Thank you. Four of Swords. Pace yourself. Okay. All right. So there is an energy here where Spirit's not telling you to take a break. Spirit's not telling you to stop. It's like, no, 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 no. Pace yourself. You're going to be happy that you did. I don't know how that fits into your situation. Usually, the Four of Swords, it's not really doing too much. I would say for some of you, if you're in a situation where like you're doing the bulk of the work, like let's say it's a work thing, and people give you their tasks to do, and you're just doing way more work than everybody else. Then this could be a bit of an imbalance where it's like, all right, you need to tone that back, Scorpio. Like people are getting away with something here. I don't know why that specific energy is coming through. Only take it if it hits. But I see a lot of Scorpios doing their fair share and then some. So do with you what you will with that information. Some of you might need a little vacay, right? With the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, a little time to recharge. But I think moving forward towards the future, it's like, okay, just pace yourself. Like there's more to come. Like that's what I'm getting here. Like because the energy does intensify as we move along. Now the Four of Swords, aside from taking a break, it could be a stoppage. Um, when I see the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, if there is a problem or a situation you're dealing with right now, this is one that you could probably strong arm your way through. I'm a big believer in saying like, oh, well, maybe sometimes we shouldn't force things, or maybe sometimes we just let things evolve naturally. There's just something showing up here that says, Scorpio, like if you really wanted to, like you could force the issue here with something, where it's like instead of going around, you could go through the damn thing. So let's keep moving. Let's see. That's a lot of different stuff that came through there. But let's see what's going on with the Two of Wands, this observing, this watching. And yeah, you might just want to pace yourself with something too. Like if you got some quiet time right now, maybe enjoy it while you can, because it's not going to stay like that. But let's see what's up with the Two of Wands. Why is the Two of Wands here? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so big Taurus energy here. This is the energy of change, especially when it's in reverse. It is very much like a tower. So for a lot of you, this could most definitely be like a shocking shift of energy where something does a complete 180. That's just how the energy shows up to me. Where it's like, all right, well, you could push the issue, you could force your way through, or you could tone it back a little bit. Doesn't matter. You're still getting where you want to go one way or another. That's how it feels to me. I don't want to say it's inevitable, but it's like, no, the universe is going to do what the universe does. So to me, it's kind of like either a shocking shift or change of energy or a karmic one where like the universe takes the wheel. It's one of those. Now, let's talk about the Hierophant. It is Taurus energy. It might be connected to Taurus. Usually it's traditional, it's firm, it's set in place, it's very predictable, it is routine. When it shows in reverse underneath a card like the Two of Wands, it's like, I'd wait for it any second, my friends. Remember, this is an uprooting, it's a tower like energy when the Hierophant changes. Okay, now I don't feel like it's a bad one. I feel for a lot of you, it's actually pretty good, and probably the reason Spirit wants you to pace yourself right now is because, listen, business is going to pick up big, my friends. Okay, so whether it's personal relationships where things intensify quickly, whether it's work or business where business picks up quickly, it's like enjoy the quiet while you can because the energy is going to be shifting out. That's how it feels to me. It's going to be very busy, 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 very intense. So again, whether it's a karmic shift, shock, whatever label we want to put on it, it's something doing a 180 and something intensifying drastically. Let's keep moving forward. And there is this observation energy that's still here too. I don't want to gloss over that part. Like with the Two of Wands, it's here. Like so, there could be someone observing you, keeping tabs. It could be it. Might be part of their like everyday schedule with the Hierophant there. But let's see what's up with that Chariot, and then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the Shadow. So why is the Chariot here? Yeah, I mean, my friends, I love the energy here on the back end. We have the Page of Cups, offers opportunities. It's one of the Scorpio power cards. Now, usually pages, especially the Page of Cups, they revolve around communication. And when I see like after all this upheaval type of energy, I feel like it's like one thing after another in a positive way, where it's like once the floodgates open, it's like results, results, results. It's like you just got to kick the doors open first. So I'm getting a breakthrough type of energy here. It's like once you pop that cork or once you break through, it's like everything starts flowing. I'm loving how the energy seems to release on the back end. Now, the Page of Cups, aside from being one of the Scorpio power cards, right? Um, Students, messengers, new things, new opportunities. So for a lot of Scorpios, there might be opportunities out there for you, whether in relationships or in work, that aren't even on your radar yet, that you may not have even considered. They're just not even on your radar yet, but that's going to change. Um, this is big breakthrough energy, and it makes sense with like the shocking change or shift that we have here in the middle. So I feel for a lot of Scorpios, if there's any sign that can adapt to this dynamic of energy, it is Scorpio, well equipped to deal with this type of shifting energy. Some other signs might have big problems, but I think Scorpio can deal with this. And in fact, I think some Scorpios will thrive in this energy that I'm seeing, more than thrive. Let's go through and do a quick recap. I like it. For some of you, I guess it depends on your situation or what's recently happened. But I think even if you're going through a tough one, I think the end result is going to turn out better than you think. But if you look here in the box, position number one, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Four of Swords. I was getting some very particular things here, like in a work position, you might be doing more than your fair share. Like you do so much work, you're doing other people's work too. So Spirit might want you to tone back something. There was also a really strong energy about reserving your energy or enjoying the peace while you can. I don't know why it's coming through that way. Moving to the middle, we have the Two of Wands, that observational energy. So, yeah, whether you're keeping tabs on something or someone's keeping tabs on you. But with the Two of Wands and the Hierophant in reverse, this does feel like tower like to me, where it's like a shocking shift or change in energy. And it does also feel karmic, where it's like, okay, you can force the issue, which the energy is available for you to do, to force an issue. You could go very passive, doesn't matter, same result. Business is picking up big time, whether it's intensity within relationships or business itself. Moving to the back end, and it's like we have multiple breakthroughs. It's like once you pop the top, the fun don't stop. That's the vibe it's giving me. Chariot with the Page of Cups in the upright, where it's like, all right, well, once you kick that door open, it's one thing after another, and it seems to snowball. So there's huge breakthrough energy here on the back, and I think you're going to like the result, even if it's a little much to deal with. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they can be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here for Scorpio gang. What's happening? What is in the shadows? Thank you. Queen of Swords. Okay, air sign energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you're not connected to any of those, the Queen of Swords is about her business. She does not play games. In her positive sense, she is straightforward, to the point, no fluff. What you see is what you get, and she's going to tell it like it is. So for some Scorpios, this might be Spirit telling you, like, hey, maybe get into Queen of Swords mode. Maybe there's something where it's like, don't even fluff it up, just keep it real, keep it extra real when the Queen of Swords is here. But the shadow side of her is like sometimes she can be so honest and so cold that she can be cruel. So in this time, especially if you're much more adaptable to all this powerful energy than those around you, I think it's important to lean into your empathy. Don't be too cold, right? Don't just cut everything out here, there, and everywhere. Um, be honest, but don't be mean. I don't know why I'm giving that advice in this time. So again, if you have conversations coming up in the coming weeks, it's important to be honest, but don't be cruel. Be honest, but don't be mean about it. I don't know why that's coming through as the shadow card here this week, but hey, I mean, I guess somebody needs to hear it, right? So we're just going to leave that right there, Scorpio. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The September calendar is already live, so we could have ourselves a little chat. But for the September subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks ever, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's great for beginners and experienced readers. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which ones do you get along best with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As usual, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.